Hello friends, this is Avnish and today we are going to discuss multiple schedulers. So we'll discuss what, why and how for multiple schedulers. So first let's discuss what is the case for multiple schedulers. So let me first show you my Kubernetes cluster. So I have a one node Kubernetes cluster. So in short it's a Minikube. So as you can see here, okay, I have two schedulers running here. One is the default scheduler, Cube scheduler, Minikube, and other is the Maya scheduler, which is my custom scheduler. So as you can see here, I'm running multiple schedulers in my Kubernetes cluster. Okay, so this is the meaning for multiple schedulers. Now coming on to the next question, which is why? Why do we need multiple schedulers? So the thing is that the default scheduler runs on a specific algorithm. And suppose you have a very specific use case wherein you want to schedule pods or your workload in a different way. Okay, so you probably need a different algorithm for scheduling your pods or your workload. So that is why we need multiple schedulers here, because there might be a case that the default scheduler is not able to serve your purpose. Your requirement is quite complex or it's different and the default scheduler is not able to schedule your pods accordingly. So you can create another scheduler. So this is the use case for multiple schedulers. Okay, so and the next question is how can we have multiple schedulers? So what you can do, you can write a new scheduler, you can create its Docker image and you can run it as a pod. So it's as simple as that. You just have to write a new scheduler, and then once the Docker image is ready, you can run it as a pod. So we'll see how can we uh, how can we run multiple schedulers in one Kubernetes cluster. So I'm not going to write a new scheduler here. I will use the existing scheduler, the default one. We'll make some changes, and then after making the changes, we will run two schedulers in our cluster. Okay. So first, let me remove this one, the additional scheduler which I am running. Let me remove this one. And then we will start from scratch. It's taking some time for getting deleted. Yes. So now the additional scheduler has been removed. So we are just left with one scheduler here. So as we said, we will reuse the manifest file for the existing scheduler, the default one. We'll make some changes to that manifest file, and we will run our custom scheduler using that manifest file. Okay, so I'll go to my virtual machine. Okay, so I'm in this directory. So the manifest files for scheduler, for controller, for etcd, all these are placed in this directory by default. Yes, so this is the directory where you can find the manifest file for your default scheduler. We'll copy this file, we'll make some changes into the file, and then we will run the our own custom scheduler. So let me copy it. First, I have to change the permissions as well, otherwise it will not allow me to copy the file. Okay, now I will copy the file. Okay, the file has been copied. It's in this directory. Okay, so we'll make some changes to this file. So what changes do we make? I've made a list of those changes. First is that port. First is the port. So as you can see, the default scheduler, it runs on the local host on this port. So that port is already occupied. So we need a new port here. So let's change the port to 10308. 10308. Otherwise, you will get the error for port conflict. Second change is we have to change the scheduler name as well. Yes, at two places. One is this my scheduler and I think we have to add that property. We will add this property. So I have added the property. Okay. Yes. And the third change is secure port, this new property. So let me give you the reason why we need this third property. So I have opened this reference page for default scheduler, and here you can find all the options for default scheduler. So if you come here, so 10 to 59. Okay, just a minute. Yes, yeah. So there is one option called secure port, and its default value is 10 to 59. And as you can read out here, the port, the description is the port on which to serve HTTPS with authentication and authorization. So this port is occupied. 10 to 59 is already occupied for this purpose. Okay. And if we reuse this port, then we will get the error for port conflict. But if you see my manifest file, you can see that at 259, 10 to 59 is already occupied. So I have two options here. Either I can change these ports, or I can run this thing secure port on a different port. So I'll do the latter part. So I'll run this thing on a different port. Okay, so I will use this port. If I don't do this thing, I'll get an error for port conflict. I have already tried this thing, so that's why I know. Okay, so now we are good. We have different ports here. Okay, 10330, 10308, 10259. Now I can run my scheduler here. Okay, using this file kubectl apply -f, and the file name is kube scheduler. I can change the file name as well. That would be good, but let's go with it now. So as you can see, yes, so the pod is in running state, although it's still not ready. And we can check the logs as well for this pod. Kubectl logs -f my-scheduler scheduler -n cube-system. Yes, there are no errors here. Okay. So let's see whether the pod is ready or not. It's still not ready. Let's give it some time. In the meantime, what we can do, we can create a new pod. Okay, a workload pod, and then we will schedule, and we will use our custom scheduler, which is my-scheduler, to schedule that pod. Okay, so let me create a kubectl run nginx -image equals to nginx -dry -run equals to client -o yaml pod.yaml. So I'm going to create a manifest file for a nginx pod, and we will schedule this pod using our own scheduler, not the default one. Okay, so the manifest file should be created here in this directory. We'll remove some of the extra properties here to make the file simpler. and we have to add a new property here at container level, which is, I've given the name here, scheduler name, this one. Okay, scheduler name, scheduler name, and here we have to give our scheduler name, my scheduler, my scheduler. So now what will happen, this pod will be scheduled using this scheduler, my scheduler, and not the default one. Okay, we'll see it. Okay, first let's see whether the pod is ready or not. Yes, so our scheduler is ready now, as you can see here. Okay, and now we'll run our pod file using the custom scheduler. Let me see. Okay, I think the pod is already running from beforehand. Let me remove that pod first. That's why it says pod and Nginx unchanged. Let me remove the earlier pod, and then we will run the this command again. We'll recreate the pod again. It's taking some time. Okay, so the pod has been deleted. Let me create the pod again. Okay, so then now the pod is created. Let's see, this pod has been scheduled using which scheduler. Yes, as you can see here in this event, this pod has been scheduled using my scheduler and not the default scheduler, which is cube-scheduler. Okay, so we have done, we have created a new scheduler here, which is the custom scheduler, and we have scheduled our pod using that new scheduler and not the default one. So guys, that's it about this video, and I hope you like the video. If you have any questions, then you can ask me using the comment section. Thank you.